So Louis, people consider this kind of hunting trophy hunting. And obviously, if I'm going to kill something, I'm going to get the head. And tonight we're going to grill the backstraps from the Sable I just killed. But there's much more to it, right?
That's right.
So for example, could you tell me a little bit about what happens to the meat?
Well, Peter,
Yeah.
first of all, congratulations with
Thanks.
that beautiful Sable.
Yes.
And it was a very confident shot, and we could tell,
Yeah.
you know,
Awesome.
it was going to go down. So yeah, to answer your question, you know, I always say this to people, even if we can somehow figure out a way to grow meat in a lab, that doesn't eliminate the prey animals in every ecosystem. And out here at Sofala, we've got, you know, the plains game, as we say, gemsbuck, impala, kudu, wildebeest, sable, all of them, they are prey animals, you know, in nature, and we have to manage that. And they've been a food source since the beginning of time. So in actual fact, the meat is a very important part of you know, nutrition and food for about 30 million people in this country who are in poverty. They live in poverty, okay? Now that doesn't mean that in this country they don't have food at all, but it definitely means they don't have healthy and access to healthy food at a very cheap or affordable price. And it's actually a big business out of the trophy hunting that people don't see, is that every piece of the carcass will be consumed and used you know, as healthy protein to the poorer communities. And of course, like we're eating the back straps, some of the better cuts, you know, will be sold to restaurants and even supermarkets, you know. So yeah, absolutely, nothing goes to waste, I can assure you of that.
Thank you.
Killed it.
I wanted to shoot a wildebeest, and when I was planning this trip to Africa, I decided to hunt the wildebeest from a tree stand. And Sofala Safaris accommodated my request, and they were putting this ladder stand up for me in an area where the wildebeest was active. A tiger was coming in to the waterhole, which was intended for the blind, not the tree. This waterhole was about 40 meters away, so all I could do was watch. So on the second day I had this big herd of wildebeest coming in, but I didn't get it on video because it was too dark, and when they were below my stand, there were only shadows to see, so I didn't take any shots. The next 2 days we were struck by this low pressure weather systems. So
the animals wouldn't move, and we didn't have much activity on the plains, and the time was running out, so I was rethinking my strategy, and I decided to move on to the blinds. So late at day 4 we was in the blind, and the wildebeest was in the background, wouldn't come in, and it was easy to see those 2 female waterbuck. They knew something was up. I soon realized that the African game have extremely good eyes. On an earlier spot and stalk attempt after the wildebeest, I laid my eyes on this big, beautiful sable bull, and I was deciding that if he was ever coming into the water while I was in the blind, I was gonna take the shot.
So, we had the blind today, after spending 3 days up in the tree waiting for that wildebeest. But they never came, and we are running out of time now, so we are trying the blinds now, and the sables, they should come here this evening, so hopefully, fingers crossed, man.
This arrow is this long. Quite good penetration.
Absolutely. Wow.
That's the exit.
So it was a pass through, huh?
Yeah.
Like people say, once you have been in Africa, you will always come back. and I'm sure I will come back to Sofala Safaris for new adventures and a fair chase. Thank you for watching.